My name is Sherry Sanders, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer in May of 2024. My story begins I was on the way out of town for my daughter's wedding in Atlanta, and I got a phone call saying that I had had an abnormal something come back on a mammogram, and they wanted me to come back in for some further tests. So I left town thinking, oh, what's going on? My mom said it was probably nothing major. It could just be dense breast tissue. So when I got back, I called, made the appointment, went and had more tests done, and they said everything was fine, but they wanted me to come back in 6 months. So fast forward about 10 days, I was showering and found a very large, noticeable lump in my breast. So I called the doctor, went back to my original doctor. He sent me to a specialist, and he did a needle biopsy in the office and said, "Oh, it looks benign. It's probably nothing. I'll call our office tomorrow." When I called, they said it was benign. It was preliminary, but everything was good. That was a Thursday. The next Friday, the doctor called and said there was something atypical. It was probably fine, but the pathologist wanted him to remove it. So we do the surgery a week or two later, and he tells my husband it's probably just calcium. And then once again, calls the next day and says, "Miss Sanders, you have cancer." So I go the next day and we talk about treatment, and I'm thinking, oh, it's just like they're just going to take a little something out, no big deal. But he goes through the whole thing. I have to have radiation, I have to have chemotherapy, maybe a pill later on for the next 5 years. But we're going to start with the surgery. So we did the first surgery, and he missed a margin. So he said I would have to have another surgery, but in between I started chemo. So I did 12 rounds of chemo. I was very fortunate that I could do it weekly, so I got less of a dose. I wore a the Dignity cap. It's a cool cap on my head to preserve my hair. And I did that for 12 weeks minus one. We had a hurricane in between, so the facility was closed where I get the treatment. And then after I finished 12 weeks of that, at the end of October of 2024, I had my third surgery and final surgery in November. That was make you wait. So then I waited until right after Christmas, and then I did 20 rounds of radiation. But I was also HR2 positive, which means you have to do a year-long of every 3 weeks, you have to do a 30-minute dose. It's not chemo, doesn't make your hair fall out, but it's still every Monday, every 3 weeks, you go sit in the oncologist area and you get chemo. I had a port put in, so I had to keep that for a year. And at the end of June of 2025, I finished all of the treatment, the surgeries, the chemo, the radiation. And at the end of July, I was able to get my port removed and had my mammogram, had a baseline. They followed up, and as of right now, I'm cancer free. I would tell anybody, if you're going through this journey, first of all, I would say if you're a female, have your mammograms, don't miss them. Even if something in between happens, call your doctor. I had another friend come up to me and said, "Oh, I just had one a month ago. It's nothing." She had to have a double mastectomy. She had breast cancer too when she went back. So you just never know. You need to do your mammograms regularly. And if you find out that you're on this journey, you need to be an advocate for yourself. Everywhere you go, these places, the radiologist or the person that does the radiation, all the doctors, they think you know nothing. You kind of feel like a guinea pig. Ask questions. Don't be afraid, and get support. I'd like to go back and see the nurses. When I go back there, they know me. I can just go straight back, visit people. Just be supportive, because until you've been on that, I've never had any kind of surgeries, never had anything in my life, and I was 57 years old, so I was not prepared, and there's no way to prepare you. But just make sure you reach out and take advantage of all the resources that are out there. After a year and a half, I'm happy to say I'm cancer free. I've gone through all the treatments and actually feel more like myself than I ever had. So I'm really excited and just looking forward to the future.